we're talking about are big, gorgeous tomatoes. I tell you what, when I see tomatoes like this, it just makes me think and dream of summertime. Juicy and perfect and ripe, and yes, you can grow these in your own backyard, in your own container, on your own back porch. This is from Roberta's. You're going to get 2 of these gorgeous tomato plants, but you're also going to get 2 great plants where you can grow your own basil. We call this the Caprese Salad Collection. Now, it's QVC priced at $24.43. And again, tonight, take a look right over here. What you're going to get will be 4 total plants. Now you're getting 2 plants of the basil, and this is exactly how we're going to ship it to you. You're going to take this basil out and you're going to start smelling it right away, which is amazing. And then across the way, you're going to see the beautiful tomato plants. A growing guide comes along with this, so you're going to be able to grow your own tomatoes and basil in your own backyard, back porch, whatever the case may be. 1,700 of these have been ordered this month, and in 30 days, you'll have fresh edible basil. And in 50 days, you'll have tomatoes. Now, we will not ship these until it's safe to plant in your part of the country. But the good news is now you've got these gorgeous tomatoes and basil to make your own gorgeous caprese salad. Look what we did here. We did a caprese stack, which I think is really, really clever. Now, take a look at this. Now, to this, you add some beautiful balsamic vinegar, or in this case, a little balsamic glaze. So we'll just do a little bit up top here and let it just cascade down. Doesn't that look beautiful? There it is. All over the side and all down as it just makes its way and creates that beautiful taste of summer. This is what we're talking about tonight. The only thing we don't give you are the seeds for the mozzarella. You'll need to come up with that on your own. I'm teasing you. Buy your mozzarella at the grocery store. Hey, this is M71907. Derek Wallin is joining us to tell us more about these plants, how easy they are to grow. And Derek, it's good to have you back, and welcome to In the Kitchen with David.
Hey, great to be here. You did a wonderful explanation of everything. My mouth was watering with that drip there on the caprese salad. This is an outstanding collection. You mentioned farm to table. It doesn't get easier with this collection, David, because these are 2 plants you can grow right on your patio or your deck. We've got a big heirloom tomato, the new big dwarf, that, like you said, you're going to have these fresh, big fruits in 50 days from the time that you get them home. That's about a month earlier than the time it takes for like any other tomato. And you can grow these in a container because these are a small plant that produces large fruits. And the plant itself only gets a couple feet tall, so you don't need those huge 6-foot tall tomato cages. And then on top of that, you're getting this Emerald Tower basil. This is an award-winning basil that grows upright, just like a tower, not outwards where it's kind of hard to manage and gets all over the place. It doesn't flower till very long, which means you're going to have more leaves to pick with better flavor. You can see that tower shape there. This is unique. And this is also something that's going to produce basil leaves all the way up, through summer to about the time that you're picking your pumpkins. So you can see pizzas, burgers, everything that you want to cook with the TSB, grow these at home and you're going to have the best kitchen out there in the neighborhood.
Now, we talk about reimagining your kitchen space. Can you imagine just going to the back porch and picking a fresh, vine-ripened tomato, or pinching off a little basil for that homemade pizza you're making? All of this happens because you've got all this now growing at your fingertips. This is what I love. There's nothing better than fresh basil on homemade pizza. A lot of you saw that I made pizza this week, and it's just so easy when you've got all these great fresh ingredients. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I can tell you that just this month, in the last couple of weeks, we've taken over 2,000 orders. That means in this show alone, already over 200 are gone. Now, Derek, one thing we like to talk about, and one thing I grew up on, were Mater sandwiches in the summertime.
Yes.
So you get a great big dollop of mayonnaise. Now, where I come from, it was Duke's mayonnaise, always. And then once you slather on a generous amount of that mayonnaise, then you get your tomatoes here. The more, the better. More mayonnaise goes on top of, yes, of course. So let's get some more mayonnaise up on there. My granddad would come home at lunchtime, and he and my grandmother had 5 children, so he called her Mother. And he said, "Mother, what's for lunch today?" And she said, "Wash your hands or I haven't made her sandwiches." So let me get a little black pepper here. And then another great piece of white bread. Now that is a summer sandwich that is not to be missed. Don't miss out on this opportunity tonight. We're very, very busy. Now, Derek, it's important for folks to know if they've never, ever grown these plants before, your growing guide is written specifically to these 2 types of plants.
So easy. Yes. Now, both of these are excellent, easy to grow varieties, but everything that you would want to know is in the growing guide. And this makes it simple. I mean, growing your own food has never gotten easier, David. Big heirloom tomatoes that are the size of beefsteak tomatoes on a short plant that you don't need to have, all this space for. Emerald basil that's going to grow upright. You're going to be picking fresh basil for months. And that's what I love about this. Tomato and basil, David, this is a flavor combination that doesn't get better. I mean, it's such a classic marriage of flavors. And now you can do this all in your own backyard or on your own patio. And that's what we love about this, because now you're not limited to just people that have yard space. Even if you live in an apartment, you can grow this and harvest tons and tons of tomatoes and basil all summer long.
And how about a little fresh pesto made with all that fresh basil? Just gorgeous. Really, really lovely, and a great way to experience all these beautiful flavors. Don't miss out on this opportunity. We're very, very busy on our phone lines, and here I got this big bowl of pasta, and I wish you could smell this garlicky pesto that I just put on top. Really fantastic, beautifully done. Don't miss out on this. We're very, very busy for our tomatoes and basils. And remember, these will not be shipped to you until they're safe to plant in your region of the country. And once you do receive them, that growing guide will be like Derek's right in the garden beside you or right on the back porch, helping you put these in containers. Derek, it's nice to have you on our show and nice to lead things off with some really fresh, beautiful summer tomatoes and fresh basil.
Thank you so much, David. Nice to see you. Have a great evening.
Now, let's also remind you, if you want to pick up on auto delivery on this tonight, it would be a really good idea to lock that in because it's 2 shipments. You'll get your first one in the spring of 21, and your second shipment comes in the spring of 22. And even if the cost of basil and tomatoes goes up next spring, your price will stay the same if you lock in auto delivery tonight. So we're excited about that. So don't miss out on that. We've got a lot going on. 2 big hours ahead of us, but right now we've got to get ready for our recipe because we're rounding out Restaurant Favorites Month on In the Kitchen with David. So let's head over to the refrigerator